All right, everybody. So a couple days ago, I recorded and released a video, 15 red flags, basically. This one is kind of the next installment of that. Here are 15 signs that you may be in a toxic or an abusive relationship. I have compiled these from my own life experience. I would definitely suggest, if you're a young man watching this, heed my advice. I'm in my late 20s now. I did not listen to the old heads that were talking to me back in the day, and I paid the price. So you start checking some of these off, you might want to start reassessing your life and your priorities. Do what's right. Sometimes you have to do what the mind knows is right, but the heart feels is bad. It's just how it works. So let's begin. Number 1, you constantly feel judged, yet you can't remember the last time you received a compliment. Judging, of course, it's necessary in times when your partner really falls short. You got to check them, and that's a judging them. But, at that point, I think it's pretty well established that people are, messing up. Or maybe your partner's into things that you're not cool with, But it's kind of different when it's like everything. Like one relationship I was in, like I did nothing right, I didn't even clean right. So it's like pick your poison, either clean and get yelled at for not doing it the way that's the proper way or the way they liked it done. Or B, don't do it and get yelled at and called a lazy slob and how they have to do everything in the place, which was also not true. And it really causes a barrier quick, and it causes resentments really quick. I constantly felt judged in a lot of areas, even down to like personal choices like music taste. Now I don't expect, obviously, anybody I would date to like have an identical music taste, and sure, like I've dated people that have listened to things like I've never really cared to listen to, but I constantly felt like I was being treated like I was an imbecile. I was told one time I had no culture because I primarily enjoyed hip-hop music. That one stuck with me for a long time, and didn't really know how to take it because it also kind of seemed like a sort of out-of-pocket prejudice type of jab. Not towards me, but just like, oh, your skin's showing. You might want to hide that. But yeah, it really caused divides just wherever. I guess if you're not even in a relationship, you're just watching this video, or you're in a relationship and just burning time watching this video, just be sure not to judge people too hard. Not everyone's the best at handling criticism. And I think everybody has their limit to where they start to get like upset at a certain point, Number 2, and this is a clandestine manipulation tactic, so don't let that shit fly. You better check it on site. Don't be a bitch like I did. Your partner airs out your guy's dirty laundry with others in front of you. Especially if it's like their friends or their family, their people. They might try to do it in front of your people, but it's going to happen more with people that they know are going to be pretty much on their side. Like, if we split up today, would these people talk to this person? No, right? So they'll talk to them. I'll bring out one. It was my first major relationship, and I want to say it was probably our first big fight. I messed up real bad, I'm not gonna lie, but we kind of like ironed things out. No, it wasn't the first fight. It was like a second or third big fight, which is not normal for a short stretch of time. But we were like, no, I was gonna break up with them. That's what it was. I was gonna break up with them because I was tired of their attitude. And we kind of patched things up, and things got a little emotional, so I cried. And then, you think that's an intimate moment, you're kind of building the trust back, whatever. The next night, I'm smoking cigarettes with that ex, their best friend, and their mom. And just like a wet fart in a quiet classroom, just belts it out. Like, for the peanut gallery. Alright. And it was something to the effect of like, yeah, we like danced to our song and he cried. And then like her mom like instantly checked her and was like, hey, like, you don't need to be saying that. And she was like, sorry, word vomit. But I feel like it was on purpose, and I felt some type of way for the rest of time. And I think that's kind of when I started like avoiding everybody, because all my fucking ex-wife wanted to do was just fucking camp out at her fucking mom's house all the time. So we would just spend eternity there, and it was so boring when my ex-brother-in-laws were home. So I just like sit in a corner, because like, I don't know, I just never felt completely 100% comfortable there. There were like a few times that really kind of, whoa, okay. But that's for another time. Number 3, your partner constantly talks to you in a patronizing tone. Generally, you feel like you're being treated like a kid. You feel like you're being talked to like a kid. When you're trying to communicate with your partner, you feel like they're not taking you seriously or respecting you in the slightest. You just feel like you're being treated like you are dumb. Yeah, they get that Aldi Monster energy at me to finish this video and go throw my clothes in the fucking... I hate doing that shit. And then take a shower. And then play video games. Anyways. You feel that your relationship is one-sided. Number 4. This can be in a lot of different ways, but I think it really delves down into the core of the issue, a selfishness issue or an issue with compromise. You feel like you do thoughtful gestures, but that's not returned. You feel like your needs aren't met, whether that's like baseline relationship or something a little more intimate, whatever it is. And that can also be even down to like you feel like their family's prioritized and yours is thrown on the back burner. I had one relationship where, like I said, I was like always at my ex's parents' house, and I think maybe I can count just barely on 2 hands the amount of times we hung out with either of my folks, like at their place. So yeah, that sucks. Your partner is a fan of giving you cruel and unusual punishments. That can be like the silent treatment for an undetermined amount of time after an argument. We're adults. You need to have communication skills to be in a relationship. I won't put up with that teenage stupid ass fuck ass bullshit. So get out of here. Wrong bullet point. Abuse. In this, I mean like mental, verbal abuse. So just kind of getting called names or stuff. And I debated putting this one in here, but I've heard people bring it up, and I have to kind of preface this. So, the point here is using sex as a punishment device. I don't mean like, oh, you pissed me off and now I'm not in the mood anymore. Like, that's one thing. But let's say you like mess up and your partner's just like, no, for like 2 months or something. You know, just some fucking outlandish shit like that. Like, that is not normal behavior. Yeah, like that should just be setting alarms off. Number 6, you have a feeling of walking on eggshells when your partner is around. You're pretty much afraid to do anything when you're home because, again, you constantly feel judged and you feel like if you make too much noise, you're going to be yelled at. I would just kind of retreat into the computer room when I could and just game or make music until that would become a problem, and I would just kind of stay in the living room on my phone for 2 weeks just because, like, there's nothing to do when your partner don't want to do anything and all they want to do is watch TV. That's not my idea of fun. Sorry. Number 7, you feel relieved, even possibly joyed when your partner is not around. You're excited when they go on vacation by themselves because you're happy to have the house to yourself. If you guys have days off that are different, you're happy to have that peace and quiet for the time that they're gone. Pretty much just stuff like that. Number 8, your partner likes arguing, not conflict resolution. And here's how we'll break this down. First, they don't let you think or cool down before even engaging in a conversation because they don't want to have a conversation. They want to have this emotional ego match with you. So you'll often be put in this situation where they're like, you know, if you do that, it's over because you're just walking out. It's like, you don't let anybody tell you need to address your problems right then and there. There's a time and a place for everything, and especially in the realm of relationships, something so delicate, volatile, that can change in a matter of minutes. I think it's really best to let someone kind of step aside and think about things. You constantly are being talked over in disagreements. This is because it's not meant to be an open-ended discussion. It's meant for them to slam you with shit and make you feel stupid. And then you'll also notice they get louder. So a good point to note is for some reason in these people's heads, they think that louder equals winning. So just remember, being loud doesn't mean you're winning an argument or making a point. Because there really shouldn't be a winner. Both people should be a winner in an issue with the relationship, right? And I think it's pretty revealing then, right? Number 9, you have apologized for your partner's behavior in a public space on more than one occasion. I had one ex that was just straight up embarrassing when they crashed out in public. We were in, I think, a Kohl's trying to make an Amazon return one time. And, you know, the lady at the customer service kiosk is, like, trying to help out. And I think my ex forgot the receipt for the exchange or something. And this woman didn't, you know, I think she was just trying to be like, okay, like, you know, have a nice day, and, you know, just trying to be nice. And my ex took that as them, like, being some type of way. So my ex just starts, like, badgering them and like just saying just mean fucking shit, and I think just called her a stupid bitch and walked away. And I was like so pissed, so embarrassed, so many things at once. I remember I was like beet red and sweating, and I just looked at her with wide eyes and I said, "I'm so sorry, ma'am." um Luckily my ex didn't hear it, or else they would have probably had a fucking cow about it. But they were already like stormed off to the main entrance. But you know, if you have to do stuff like that, you know, if they're like that in public, they're obviously like that behind closed doors. Let's be honest here. In an argument, this is 10 by the way, in an argument, your partner has lunged or gestured physical violence. I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. They're pretty much saying, I'm prepared to attack you right now. So, yeah, pretty clear-cut sign. 11, your partner messes with your finances. My advice across the board to everybody, do not share an account with anyone under any circumstances. You can do like joint accounts for like bill money and stuff if you want, but what's the big deal with just like someone making the payment, or you know, back and forth, like I'll send you the half one month, you send me the half one month, you know. But I made a bad decision, and I let a very irresponsible person into my financial life, and they wrecked it. So, if your person does not value your work and the fruits of that, they don't value you. Number 12, your partner has no respect for your people or your family and friends. That's pretty self-explanatory. They're flat out telling you right then and there with their actions, they don't give a fuck about you, your people, your world. Get out. Number 13, you feel you are being isolated from your life, hobbies, and people. And let me tell you something, you don't feel that way. It's actually happening to you. It's dangerous. They know what they're doing. So get out when you can. 14. If you fall short, there's a lot of asterisks. If they fall short, they expect a sorry to suffice. I think that kind of falls back on the one-sided thing, but I remember that used to irritate me so much that I felt like I needed to make it its own separate point. And finally, number 15 is kind of like a double header here. The first is your family and friends approach you telling you that they're either A, concerned about your well-being, B, concerned about your partner, C, concerned about your life at the moment. Just, you know, vague generalities, right? And then this is a clear-cut no-brainer again. If you have been told by friends and family that you should leave that person, or they have suggested it, or said you may want to look for other people, and just seem to increasingly push the idea that there's other fish in the sea, they're trying to tell you something, and they really care about you. They care about you so much that they don't want to lose you, because if they told you straight up, you would flip the fuck out, run away, and never talk to them again. So I'm going to tell you. If your people are concerned and they keep bringing up the fact or the possibility of starting over with a new person eventually, or just going at it alone, they're trying to tell you your person is no good and you need to fucking run away now. They just can't tell you that because they know you will never talk to them again. Because think about it, man. Love makes people do stupid things. Stupid things. And remember that. Remember who is there. Just because someone has something you can fuck, don't mean that they mean more than the people that you knew back then. So listen to them. Listen to your fucking people. That's the most important part of the day. But yeah, I hope this helped anybody, especially any men out there. So yeah, peace.